Hello friends, welcome to Behind the Designs, where I create a beautiful life through creative planning. I'm Stephanie and today I'm going to be setting up my Word of the Year page and kind of just walking you through the printable that's available on the blog. Okay, so to help me do what I want to get done today, I am going to be using kind of a variety of what I've got out here. I've got, of course, some sticker books. You need to use the stickers, so we're going to do that today. I'm going to walk you through something in a second. I'll show you why. I did pull out my pink friction highlighter and then my Micron 03. I've got these washi tapes, which this one is kind of like a lacy looking washi tape. And possibilities. Maybe I won't use them all. Maybe I'll use some of them. Just some supplies over here. We'll get those out of the way. And then as well, I did pull out my pink Mambi Sticks letters because I think I'm going to be using that. And then I'm not sure, but I do have a mat, a cutting mat here that I may be using. So let me see if I can get this. Let me move that out of the way. Let's see if I can first get you started on my thought process. Okay. So, if you're not familiar with it, a word of the year is kind of like a guide or a suggestion on how to proceed with the year ahead of you. It can cover one topic or category, or it can cover multiple. It's up to you. So, since I had been asked numerous times about, what it is, what do you do with it, that kind of thing, I did create a guide. It's been on the blog for a while now, and I'm going to bring it out. But before I show you in here, if you recall some videos ago, I had set this up as a goal planner or goals notebook. And at the time I was using a horizontal happy planner and I was kind of journaling out. That was kind of a hit or miss about journaling at the end of the day with my goals. Typically at the end of the day when I'm done, I'm done. It's in my head, I'm done. So it wasn't as useful as I thought it was, but the other parts or tabs within here were really helpful. So I kept it as it was. And so this is now going to still remain my goal planner or notebook. And I just kept some note paper on the side here. This is a patch that came from Happy Planner. It was part of the Goal Getter Planner Girl line 2018. I don't exactly remember when, but they were big. I did not stick this in here. I did just use washi tape to hold the plastic onto the faux leather. I just wasn't ready to commit yet, so it's just there. It's in place, but it's there. So I have 4 tabs. I have taken off the labels because I did kind of shuffle things around once I took out that planner. And so in the first tab is my ultimate guide to selecting a word of the year. And we're going to walk through that. In the second tab is the goals workbook, which is also a printable available on the blog. And it's quite chock full of goodness for setting your goals. It incorporates your word of the year, reviews, and all the things you'll need to stay on track. These 2 things have been out for a while now, but I'm just, bringing them in because at the time I finished them, I had already done my goals. So now I'm going to be going into 2025 using these 2 printables. Okay, third tab, I have kept, because they seem to work out pretty well, these Planner Babe notepads. So this was a whole notepad, and you just have to paper punch it. It's sized to the classic Happy Planner. And basically what I was doing at the time was I was using this to list 3 goal areas, and it was set by quarter. So I had 4 sheets. And then I would have a monthly, weekly, and daily kind of set up for each of the goals down here. I did go out and grab a few more. I now have 12 in here because I may use them monthly. Again, more to come on this, but I did put these in here. And then the last tab is going to have in there my other goal related printable. So you know this quadrant goals sheet printable. As you can tell, I punched it a little too short on the left side, but it's still functional. So this is monthly goals, and on the back is now monthly tasks. And then I have this printable, which is available also on the blog. So again, check it out. Behind here is just notes. It's basically a tab from a planner that I've hidden that label, and I just have some note paper. So, this is purely going to be a goals planner. Okay, so let me go back. Now that I've given you a reintroduction into my goal planner, let's start out with the word of the year, because this is kind of what I'm going to be working in today. So this here is a all-encompassing ultimate guide to selecting your word of the year, and it gives you over 100 ideas for your word. And in here I have my fun quote. I have always lived by this have a plan, work the plan motto. And so I just kind of pop that in there. It gives you a description of what it is, why you need it, some note space, and then you go to the word of the year idea list. So what I did, and I'm going to give you this pointer because, if it means that much to you, I wouldn't want you to mess up your pages. So once you purchase this and print it off, you can do double-sided, you can mix and match the pages however you want. So what I did for this was I used my friction highlighter. What I found as I went over it is it looked like it was pulling the ink off my paper. It could be the type of paper I'm using because it does have a bit of a sheen to it. But just know, if you like to highlight, which I do, maybe you want to use your mild liner instead of a friction. This is, I want to say, a business paper. So again, you can kind of see it has a bit of a sheen. So again, that may be the issue with it. But if it matters to you, maybe just change the highlighter. So I went ahead, pre-selected, or I focus on it in December. I go through and I kind of highlight words that kind of resonate with me. And of course, in this process, I also found a few misspellings, so I will be correcting that. But basically, I went through and I highlighted whatever just kind of jumped out at me and resonated with me. And ultimately, I've come to the conclusion that I think my word of the year for 2025 is going to be simplify. So, it kind of, I did not have a whole lot of, things, I want to say clutter. Let's say you can have material clutter, say in your surroundings. You can have mind clutter, hence the point of a brain dump. So clutter can kind of take numerous facets, let's say. So as I was going into even my planning, I just felt like I wanted to make sure I kept things simple. I wanted, keeping it simple will, of course, help me focus, help me, hone in on what it is I'm reaching for. So that being said, I'm going to walk you through this first. So you have your word of the year page. You can do a little definition or, maybe your why of why you chose it. There's a goals brain dump. Again, a quadrant layout, easy. You may only want to do 4 categories. Your categories are up to you. So you may want to do just 4, kind of brain dump it all, totally up to you. I've given you 1, 2, 3, 4 word of the year vision boards. So the first one is just squares, and it has in there typical categories you might find or hear of when you think of word of the year, goals, and so forth. So, it has things like career, family and friends, finances, health and wellness, self-care, personal development, spiritual faith, and other. And then there's an area for you to put your year in. And again, I printed it front and back. So on the back side, I have that same vision board, but without the categories. So all of this comes to you in the printable. And then there's a category or word of the year vision board that has circles. Same concept, same 8 boxes. Center is the word of the year. Center is the word of the year. And then the last vision board incorporates circles, but it kind of incorporates major areas. So like your health, finances, business, or it might be home. However, it works for you. And then you get a goal action plan that you can complete to help keep you on target. This goal action, let me go back here. This goal action plan is also in the goals workbook, just so you know. Okay, let's go back to the word of the year. Okay, so I know that my word of the year is going to be simplify. So to get started, I am going to pull out my books, and I'm debating. I think I'm going to, since this is all in black, I think I may do pink. Let's see if I have what I need in pink. Let's see, there's teal, gold. I could do gold. I like that idea. This is sort of pink, and then it gets darker, and then red, silver. Okay. So this is the pink that there is. Do I want to do that, or do I want to do gold? So we're going to just kind of start and work our way back. What if I did S-I-M-P? No L. So let me see if I got one in here. I guess whatever letters I have are going to tell me which one I can work with. Okay. So I have no L in the gold. So it looks like I'm going with pink. Because I don't want to do silver. So let's go to pink. Okay. And I do like this font, so that's why I'm working with it. So let's see. Okay, so let's do this. It probably is not going to be level. And I'm going to be putting this word in multiple locations. Let me get this out of the way too. Only because, it kind of just drives home that fact for me. So let's do this. I'm going to take this page out. I'm trying to work around these discs. Let's see. Okay. And I'm not finished with the word of the year. I'm going to be adding more to this. So keep watching. And then M. P. L. It's the vowels that get you in these old letter books. Ooh, this can be a tight squeeze. Because, if you use all, like in this case, I used all the I's in the gold, I couldn't use it. Okay, simplify. Oops. I probably could have brought it over a little more. It's going to be a tight squeeze, but that's okay. This is only showing you how I would do it. I do have a page planned for the word of the year. Okay. Oops. So here's my word of the year. Okay, and then now that that's done, I don't know, I do want to shift it, but I don't know if this paper will rip when I pull it up. Let's see. Let's just do a little test. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty stuck. Okay. So there you go. If you use the business pound paper, which has kind of got like a sheen to it, it's definitely going to, you won't be able to pick up your stickers from there. Okay, we're going to leave it. All right, I am going to complete a vision board, but first what I want to do is I want to create a full page. So I'm going to pull this out, and then I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to pull back over my sticker books because I plan to use those. And I'm getting all my supplies over here just because I know I'm going to be using this. I kind of did like a little idea ahead of schedule just because I wanted to kind of know what I was doing before I came on. Because sometimes if I'm just sitting there thinking, it's not getting done. So, or I'm taking up your time. All right, so the books I have, of course, are the alphabet. I pulled the Goal Getter. I think this is called an accessory sticker pack, accessory book. There you go. I never got the Goal Getter big sticker book, sadly. So I've got this in case I want it. Sophisticated florals and then fancy blooms. As I flip through these, again, this one seemed to really work for me. So what I'm going to do first is I need to grab out my pencil because I did pre-start a page. Okay, let's just do that for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with this tape. And let's see if I can't get this to work okay, because I want it to go on straight. So let's do it this way. So all I'm doing, this is a very fine, kind of lacy cut, sparkly washi strip. Let me try and get this edge so that I can get it where I want it. Let's see. And then let me erase this last line. Whoops. Let's do this. Okay. And then let's get this pulled out. The hardest part is getting this washi tape straight. And I can see it started to go off track again. All right. A lot of the times if you just don't pull on this, it works well. All right, let's get this cut. All right. Now this washi, in case you were wondering, I did pick it up from Michael's long ago. So it came in a pack and it had other colors in it, but I don't know if they still have it, honestly. But I'm sure you could find something that is very similar. Or, you know, maybe this just isn't your color. Or like washi tape design. Okay. You know that we all have the washi tape when we did all the buying of the planner supplies, and now it just needs to get used. Okay, so what I did to save some time, I'm going to pull over my wax paper trick, which was, as you can see, I did already do this, but I realized it's missing a piece, so I needed to pull some more. But basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get this. I used the Mambi stick letters, and I'm going to get these hopefully put on straight across the board. So let's see if I can get this on straight. So where am I at here? We're going to do, I'm going to mark the line that I want to stick to. That way I can be assured they all go on straight. So we're going to work to this one. Okay, and then I can erase that mark later. So let's go ahead and let's do this. I'm going to try and get this on in the same place it was. So this is kind of a test and see if I can't get it on the same way. Okay, so I am going to do, it was about here. I think it's right. The first letter is always the worst because, you know, you need to get it on in the right spot. All right, so if I go back, it's kind of nice because this works as a guide. This one's going to kind of go here. Looks a smidge crooked. The downfalls of trying to get these letters on straight. I just pulled this up. No job is ever perfect. Okay, that's where it went wrong. Okay. And we have the M. This is like really just eyeballing it. All right, so if we do this, let's get this pulled up. Maybe. Now, the big one obviously was this letter. This was probably the widest. So that one was definitely going to be the one that gave me the most trouble. Oops, and I moved it. So it's going to go about here. All right, we're getting there. This is probably the longer process because, you know, you want everything to go on straight. This one, and it's probably crooked because I am left-handed, so everything I read is crooked. All right, let's see. So this one has to go about here. Oop. All right, we're just gonna go with it. I'm just trying to make sure I have enough room for everything. It wasn't too bad. It was a smidge off, but it wasn't bad. Yeah, it's not gonna work, so I'm just gonna go with it. And cross my fingers that I get it right. Okay. And the reason I'm doing an extra page for my word of the year is because at times I may want to pull it over into my classic planner. So that gives me that option because I have now an extra one. Okay. We'll get that out of the way. All right. And then let's get this line off here. Okay. This is cute. I like how that came out. All right, so I'm going to add some more to it. I do have these other washies that I'm testing ideas. I don't think I like that. I was going to go with the gold, so I think I'm probably going to still do that. Let's get this one out of the way. Okay. So I like this one, but I wasn't sure if it was going to look right. I felt like it was too big, so let's do this. Let's bring this over and then I know how much I need. Oops. Let me get it on this board and then I'm going to cut it down. I just feel like it was too thick. Okay. Let's see if this is going to work. Oops. I knew sooner or later it'd hit that. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my metal ruler and I'm just going to kind of cut it in half basically. I'm going to go down this line. Okay. Don't want that rolling away. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, so it almost looks like dots and dashes, almost Morse code. All right, it is not working for me. All right, here we go. Let's get this on here. Oops. Okay, I like that better. And okay, so cute. Now, I may still use these and I may still even use that. But for the moment, what I want to do, oops, I didn't even get all of that cut off. Hopefully that took care of that. All right. So let's grab some of these florals. I was really loving they were just kind of simple and clean, and that's kind of how I feel going into the new year. So what I'm going to do is grab some, and I'm just going to kind of scatter them around. Let's see. Which again also mimics my word because, you know, it's just simple, it's clean. Where are my florals? Okay, here's some, and then there's gold. Okay. So what I want to do is kind of mix these two. And I don't think there were a few others here. So let's grab this one for sure. We'll use that as a marker. Let's grab this one. I don't know, there's something about starting the year off with some florals. I don't know, it just works for me. All right, let's do this. And I want to do a scattering of both gold and black. There's a lot of paper stickers, but I don't think I want to use paper. I don't know if this is going to fit. Let me try. It might be too big at this point because I didn't see it sooner. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to flop these florals. Here it is. Because then it kind of has that, you know, the washi tape is gold and now there's this gold one. So I'm just going to kind of flip them around. I'm going to put the black first and then the gold. Okay. Let's get this one in. And then let's get this one on. It's curling up on me now. Let's see. I'm just struggling here today. Okay. Couldn't get that off if it killed me. All right, so enough of those. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, now let's go back to these. Because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave open this space as much as I can because I think what I want to do here is kind of give that description or that why. So I like the idea of keeping that open. I was going to cover it, but I think now looking at it, I think I'm going to leave it open. Okay. All right, clean off my scissors. So let's see. I did, however, want to, let's see if I can find the right size. This is cute. I did want to take the smaller florals and kind of scatter them. In the word area. Let's see. Oh, I like this one better. Let's use this one. Since this area is pretty large. Too close. Right. Let's see. Do I have any more of those little daisies? I do. I want one more here. So let's do this one. I don't want the golds touching. I don't know, there's something about a gold overlaying another gold. It doesn't look right. I don't know why, to me, but that's just me. All right, so it just has a little bit of, oh, it did it there too, but I ran out of space, so it is what it is. I don't think I'm going to, I would have to go to this page. I was thinking of getting some black over here. What one could I do? Let's do this one. Let's see if this one looks okay. I don't know if this is going to look right. Let's see. I like it. I'll go with it. All right. So there is my Simplify Word of the Year cover page. Again, I didn't need it, but I did want to create one. Now let me grab out, I have to throw some things around. I needed to make some room. These can all go over here. Okay, let's bring this back out. I'm not done. I have one more thing. Hopefully it'll go quickly. That I wanted to do. Okay, so this is going to go here. And again, it serves the same purpose. I think I'm going to cut this. Yeah, let's cut it. All right. And then I may add in a few gold flowers. Now that I look at it, I'm like, is it simplified enough? Okay, let's go ahead and see if we can't cut this down a bit. All right, so when I do fussy cutting, I don't know what it is. I like the smaller scissors, so I'm going to pull these out. Okay, so it was a bit long, but again, I fast forwarded for you and get those out of the way. Now, when I put this in, I mean, there is a line here, but I think it looks a little better. Okay, plus it gives me a little bit of a, I think everyone's calling them Dutch door type style when I pop it into my other planner. So I was going to take a look at this. I don't know if I think it's this flower that's kind of off for me. All right. So there is a gold one, but it's actually going the opposite way. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just try one of these. I thought I would like it there, but I don't. And I don't like that either. All right, I'm just going to let it go for now. It's not the end all. And I do have one other thing I wanted to do. So let me get to that. Okay, so we have this, we have this. Let's go to the, I was debating if I wanted to use this or this. All right, so I was debating if I wanted to use this or a circular one. I originally had an idea with this one, so let me go with this one. Let's see how long it takes to create this. All right. So let's go ahead and get this out of the way. All right. So let me take my number 10. And I think I'm going to have to try and cover up some of these. So I will cut this part out entirely. All right, so I did step off at one point. Again, I'm going to cut that part out to grab my larger uniball, but it wasn't working as well either. So again, as you can tell, I think it's the paper that is causing it to pull up the ink. So just be wary of that when you do yours. But I wanted to do it because I want to use the stickers. And I saw these octagons when I was going through it before, and I kind of just wanted to use them. So now comes the challenge of getting them on straight, because I don't think I'm going to be able to pick it up again. And as you can tell, it didn't perfectly cover, so this is going to be a test. There's a little up there you can see. Let's see, I want to do the corners, like 4 corners, I guess you could say. And let's see if I can't make this work. Oops. Oh, I kid you not. This is, okay. I didn't have a choice with that one. It went down and it was not going to come up. So this doesn't function, this paper doesn't function exactly like the Happy Planner paper. So that's kind of a bummer, but not much I can do about that. I've already started the process. Okay, so let's see if I can't line it up just a bit, which I probably should have done that with this. That doesn't seem right. Oh, I put it too low, that's why. All right, we're just gonna go with it. You can absolutely keep the circles. Another thing you could do is you could highlight around the edge to maybe signify a certain category. It's totally up to you. It's your planner, your goals, and you should do it your way. Okay, now these are not even gonna match up. That's a bummer. The hexagons don't even match up. Again, I'm gonna go with it. Let's see. Now I won't be doing goals today. Just the word of the year vision board. Let's see. I think these two are the only two that even matched up remotely. All right. And it's not quite a circle, but you get the point. Okay. It is what it is. Sticker sheet gone. That's good. All right. So now I'm going to pull over, I think, no, let me get the long one. Let's do the long one. Actually, let's do this one down here. Oops. Again, may not be totally centered. That's okay. This I'm going to try and get centered a little more. Oh my gosh, that's so rough. All right. Do I want to do here? Yeah, let's do up here. I was going to do something else, but I'll stick with up at the top just to give it a little something extra. Again, I don't believe it's centered, but we're going to go with it. All right, let me go find my florals again. This time, I think I would prefer the paper though, because I want to cover those. Again, this is completely up to you. You can keep them, you can cover them. I'm just going to kind of keep it uniform, so I'm going to cover it if I have any paper flowers. I have clear, which will work. I can make that work if I had to. I actually have some of these. There's this one and this one that will work. I think I'm going to do those. I also have the white ones. I think I'll do these though. Okay, kind of offset it. We'll do them this way, and plus it'll cover it. I think I cut this one wrong as well, like too much over on this side. So, word of the year, and let me go back to this. Okay. To keep it kind of in the same, unified to the rest of this guide, I'm going to do this. I'm going to use the pink. Okay, 2025, I've got this, I've got this. Now, my word of the year, do I have? I think I'm going to give this a shot. So we got, what, simplify? So let's do that. Okay, oops, there's my word of the year. Now, I'm going to use this to write in a few things. Again, it won't be totally filled out, but it'll be enough where it will get me going and it'll give you an idea of how I use this. So let's see. I think what I'm going to do, because these are not labeled, I do want to label them. I think I'll just use, so I'm going to use black 01 to label some of these. In fact, oops. I don't know if that ink is dry. Has me nervous. Okay. So I went through, I was using 01. Originally I was going to use 03, but given the size of this, I may end up using 01 all the way. So now to keep a little bit of color the same, I'll just do this. Okay. Good enough. Just to give you a little bit of an idea. Now I could also take, again, maybe not this highlighter, but I could take, actually it's on Happy Planner paper, so yeah, I could use this, create a highlighted area, and then write it in as well. So basically I have H&W, which is health and wellness, social, self-care. I put career, but it's really work or business, finance, personal development, household, and other. So by using the form that you have here, you can make it whatever you want. You can either go with the pre-formatted boxes or make them whatever you'd like. So for this, make sure I got 01. What I'm going to do, I'll give you an idea of what I mean. So under finance, I want to set up a budget. And more importantly, I want to set up a shopping budget. You know, to kind of keep me in line with 2025 spending, especially when it comes to planners and craft supplies. So with this, okay, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to fill these all in. Basically what you're wanting to do here is make sure that you're including the things that are important to you for the year. You know, you may not know entirely what they are, but you want to have some idea of what is going to be important to you going into 2025. So all I'm going to do on this one sticker area, so there are numerous ways to do this. I could use a punch. I could use when I did the edging, I could use a gyro cutter. Oh, here it is. I was looking for these. Same thing with this. I could use a paper punch or I could just fussy cut it just like I did. Just so I can get it back in the book. All right. Let's get some of this out of the way so that I can show you a more complete flip through of it. Now, will I, use this washi strip? Maybe. I might use it in places maybe to cover up some of that, the whiteout that I put on there. Maybe, maybe not. Again, I don't know. Let's see if I could do this. Okay. So this video, just by nature is going to be longer because it is, setting up the goal, or not goals, but your word of the year and your vision for the year. So I anticipated it would be longer. But more importantly, I wanted to show you how I was using the Ultimate Guide Word of the Year printable from my website for going into the new year. When I did it last year, I was already done with all this and I was kind of sad about that because I was like, I really wanted to use it. So what I'm going to do, since I've used this, is I'm going to put it behind in the back so that I can keep this here. And what I'll do is I'm going to go through, I'm going to fill in those circles or octagons. And I don't think there's, I got to do my definition or why here. And I think I probably will, I need to add a little gold here somewhere because then it kind of, works with this. So, long story short, if you get the printable, then everything you need to get started for the new year is already in this packet. Now, this doesn't include a full-blown goals workbook. That is the second printable you'll want to use. But this here gets you started. It gets you thinking. Now's a great time to start thinking about, 2025, what is your word of the year? What do you hope to accomplish, or what will matter to you going into the new year? It's a great time to start this. Here's a long list, over 100 words, for you to kind of get an idea or feel for what your word of the year might be. You have the option to create a separate page, or just use this one. And you can print stickers, Cricut, whatever works for you. Down here is your definition of the word to you. You may include like some short statements about your why you chose that word. You have an extra goals brain dump. So your word of the year is usually tied into your goals. Some way, somehow it's tied into your goals, because these are the things, that's why I like the circle. These are the things that matter to you, that are important to you. And as you go into your months, and then your weeks, and then your days, as you pull your goals for funneling it down, you're going to funnel it so that it all points to, in my case, simplifying. So, like setting up a budget. I am going to keep that budget as simple format as possible, because I know that's going to keep my attention. So that type of thing. Let me see, and let me think of another one. Probably under other is, one of the things that's important to me for 2025 is to finish my home management binder or notebook, share that, how it's structured, what I put in it. And so that would go in here, because that helps me simplify. Where do I go for this information? Where can I find this information? I will find it in the home management binder. So, all of these things are supposed to be geared towards your word of the year. So you got your goals brain dump, and then I can start immediately working on my goal action plans. And again, there is one here, but that is all within this other packet, the goals workbook, goals plus workbook. So you kind of take this and you expand upon it in that other printable. So, go ahead, go through this, get this done. Then you can get into this. It's going to help you when you have a vision or a path in which you're trying to go or to accomplish. So these are all the things I wanted to share with you. I wanted to get this word of the year vision board done. I wanted to show you how I did it in the hopes that it'll help you, and I hope it has. So I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button, as well as the bell notification. The supplies that you're going to need will be listed in the description box below. More importantly, I will provide a link to this in the description box. And then you're on your way for 2025. So let's go. All right. I want to thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful day as you create a beautiful life, one plan at a time.